Okay, so the next thing we're going to cover is the item loadouts. So to basically go through your item loadouts, it's very simple. It's very similar to the equipment loadout, except it applies only to your items. So what you do is you go to your item box, and once you enter the item box, you go under Manage Items. And then it's right here, if you experiment, it's right here where you can go ahead and you can sell items. You have a crafting list, and then also you can transfer items. So the first thing that you want to do before you save an item loadout is to make sure that you have all the items that you need in your item pouch. See, if you take a look at this, I don't have all the items that I need in my item pouch. And so, but let's pretend that I do have this and that I'm completely satisfied with the configuration that I have when it comes to my items. So if this configuration works for me, then all I have to do is go down to where it says item loadouts. And then from here, I go ahead and I choose a section. It's very similar to the equipment loadout. And I choose an area to register it. I press the X button. It'll ask me if I want to save this item loadout to this slot. And I just click yes. This is a tongue twister. I need to make sure I don't speak too fast. And at the same time, I can also rename the loadout if I want to. I do so by pressing Y, and then I can rename it right here, and I can name it anything I want. So I think I'm just going to call it, let's pretend I call it default. I know I'm a very simple person, but you can name it anything you want. There you go. And it's now renamed default. So let's say, for example, I have loadout 2 loaded. This is what my second loadout looks like. Loadout 2 looks like it's just in the item pouch on the left hand side. And what it has is that I have potions, I have one pit trap, I have tranquilizer bombs, and a few other small items. Let's say that this is not the loadout that I want. So then I can just go down to this configuration, and then I can just press A, and it'll ask me if I want to use this loadout, and I just click yes, and it loads that loadout for me. Now, the great thing about these types of loadouts is that after you come back from a hunt, and let's say you've used like a good portion of all of the items in your item pouch, and you want to replenish your item pouch, all you need to do is go into your item loadouts, and you just click on the loadout that you want, and it automatically replenishes it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on default right there on the top, my first selection, and it'll ask me equip this item in the radio menu loadout, and I'll say yes. So once I say yes, there it is. Everything has been loaded out. And so everything's been refilled, everything's been restocked, and I'm ready to rock and roll on my hunt. So what you can do with these specific loadouts is that you can cater all of your loadouts for very specific things. If you're going to go on a hunt where you're going to be hunting like 3 different monsters at the same time, and you're just going to go from one monster to another, I call it like a marathon hunt, then you can set up your loadout, your item loadouts just for that. If you're only doing a single hunt, then you can set a specific loadout catered to a separate hunt. Or if you're going to be doing something like capturing a monster, you can cater your loadout, your item loadout, so that you can specifically capture multiple monsters. So that's how it works. So think about how loadouts will work for you and organize your loadout list accordingly.